Afternoon, Nthakoana. A surprise Provincial General Council today, certainly not going down with some members.
Well, certainly, Kirshni. Well, there are two meetings that this province is supposed to hold. The first one is this one, which is the Provincial General Council. It is a meeting where the province collates or consolidates their nominations for delegates as well as for leadership going to the National Conference in December. But the second meeting that's supposed to happen is supposed to be the elective conference of the province, and that conference is expected to be held, as you said, this coming weekend. But what was surprising to some ANC members is that this particular meeting is being held separately from the elective conference, because according to a statement that was made by Secretary General Ngatane, it would be most cost effective if the two would be held together. But what the provincial leadership is saying through its spokesperson Tabomeku is that this particular Provincial General Council, because it is a process that was handled by the outgoing administration, by the outgoing PEC, the Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC in the Free State, it had to be held before the elective conference, so that when the PEC hands over at the weekend, if a new PEC comes in, it has concluded a process that it started, and that process started with the branch nominations all the way up to this Provincial General Council. Kirshni?
And Nthakoana, just bring us up to speed on the consolidation of nominations we're seeing so far.
Well, what has actually happened in the Free State is that according to a memo that was written by Secretary General Ngatane to provinces, the Free State province is supposed to send 409 delegates to the National Conference, the National Elective Conference of the ANC in December. Now, the province itself has 309 branches, according to the Provincial Secretary, William Bulelwa. And out of those 309, only 290 met the required criteria in terms of the audit that was carried out. And Tabomeku qualifies it by saying that it's not just an audit about whether the members are in good standing or the branches are in good standing, but it's also new criteria about whether the branch itself has been participating in getting the ANC to do its work with local government, with the people on the ground. So there is a number of things that the province looks at to make sure that the branch is in good standing. Now, 290 out of the 309 were taken out of that audit to be those that can hold branch general meetings, that is BGMs. Now, out of the 290 that held BGMs, or that were supposed to hold BGMs, only 260 were able to hold those BGMs. Now, that process was also marred because there were contestations out of 50 of those BGMs, but he says that National ANC Luthuli House intervened, and the process was finalized where some of those contestations were set aside, or were rather concluded, and some of the branches, about 10, still have yet to hold their branch general meetings. But according to the Secretary of the province, out of those 260 that were held, it means that the ANC in the Free State has met the cut-off or the threshold, which is 70% of branches in the province that have to hold their BGMs in order for this Provincial General Council to be held. And he says that out of the ones that were not able to hold their BGMs, account for about 24 delegates out of the 409 that the province has to send to the conference in December. And they see that as a non-crisis, because as far as they are concerned, they are willing to forfeit those 24 so that they can move ahead. So this is how far the process has gone. They call this what they say is the Fed lady singing, in terms of the province itself announcing who it is that they want to take the leadership of the ANC. So after the meeting today, and as you can see, the room is empty now, but after the meeting that will be held in here today, where all the branch nominations will be put together, they will then come out with a statement that tells us who it is that the province wants to lead the ANC after the December conference. Kirshni?
All right, thank you, Nthakoana. We'll wait to hear from you on that note. We'll be bringing you regular updates from Parys, of course. Let's move on to some other news.